prisoner 262-16509, and it is a fact. We have political prisoners being held in the United States of America in our nation's capital, being persecuted for their ideology, the same ideology that our forefathers gave us.
Trying to straighten up.
You know, my husband was the very first trial for GM6. He was convicted on all his charges. He was sentenced to 7.5 years in prison. He never entered the Capitol. He never assaulted a person. They have him in prison because he has a strong voice and he loves this country and he loves his family, and he would do anything to protect those things. Many of those men and women that were there that day, they were there in care of their nation, in care of their faith, in care of their country.
What's up, producer?
And they are persecuting them, and they are giving them...
Sorry, I get it correct, folks.
No voice. No voice. Because the First Amendment is dead in the United States of America. And if you don't think it is, then if you were at January 6th, and all you did was stand on the stairs and say you want a pause, we are here to have a voice. They will put you in a jail cell and they'll throw away the key, and they are doing that to tell you to sit down and shut up. And if you don't think they're not, then you should be at my home January 16th of 2021 when the United States government busted in our door in a pre-dawn raid with flashbangs and counterterrorism unit to take my husband away. I did not see that man's face again for 14 months. And when I saw him again, it was in court. And I could not speak to him. I could not say hello to him. All we can do is make little heart gestures at each other. They are destroying the American family, and they are... I'm sorry, it's really emotional, because Guy being the first trial, many people don't realize that it was our 18-year-old son who turned Guy into the FBI. He's completely indoctrinated by the schools. He believes that his father is the enemy. He believes I'm the enemy. He believes all of you are the enemy, and that's what he's been taught to believe.
Damn it.
We have to make a stand, and we have to do it together. If all the people that were there on January 6th that have not been convicted, please don't be scared. You have to be brave. Just like Nikki said, be brave for Ashley. Be brave for your country. Be brave for your children. Because they are taking it away. And you don't understand how they are coming after all of you until they are in your living room, digging through your cabinets, trying to find something to hold over your head. And that's what they do. They came up with a narrative of my husband, and they proved it in court. And that's all they did. They did not convict him on the events of that day. They convicted him because he is a proud American who stood up for his country. And they don't want anyone else to have that courage to stand up.
Fuck yourself,
Nikki has courage every day to stand up. I stand with her nightly outside of the DC jail so we can stand in solidarity and give people strength. Give these guys a voice inside because they have snuffed it out. They want my voice snuffed out. They want your voice snuffed out. They do not want the American people to be in control of their destiny.
I got rid of him third.
Our forefathers left us a legacy. They left us a document that is almost perfect. And they're destroying it every day. They're taking away our faith. They're taking our kids away. My child, I love my son so much. And there are so many prayers that go out for him. But what the school system has done, what our government officials have done, is to make strong Americans criminal. And my son totally believes that. He believes my husband, his father, deserves to be in jail because he took a stand that day against a tyrannical government. It wasn't just about election integrity, because that's huge, because they have taken away our vote. It was about the direction that our country is going. And I know, I've talked to many of you here. The direction the country was going into socialism. It's going into communism. They want us to be these drones out there and to shut up. And there's 150 American citizens detained because they took a stand that day. Ashley was murdered because of her pride for her country and her wanting to keep her country in the direction that the American citizens want it to go. They will murder you. They will take your things. They will destroy your life. And they want that to be very public, because they want y'all to be scared. They want y'all to be so scared of this government that you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose your house, and you're going to lose your car. Well, when you lose your country, you're not going to have those things anyway. We have to be brave. We have to come together. We have to unite or die. And that is where we are going. When we hold the vigil outside of the DC jail nightly, it comes with a price. It comes with a price because they want us to shut up. When I say that our First Amendment is dead, I mean that. We are being berated because of our ideology. These guys inside, the things that they believe about their country, the things that they quote from our forefathers, I have seen in court that be criminalized. They are criminalizing our forefathers, so our history is going to be changed and our country will be changed, and if we don't stand together, we will all die together. And I'm telling you, I will stand out on the front line and give my husband a voice. I'll stand out there and make sure that there's justice for Ashley, Roseanne, Benjamin, and Kevin, because they murdered American citizens that day. They brought this war. We did not. They brought blood on January 6th. And we have to hold them accountable for what they have done. And I will not sit down, and I invite everyone to please write your representatives. We have to hold these people accountable. When we hold the vigil outside of the DC jail, the men inside, even if they can't call out, they see the flags waving. They know that we're there. They know they're not forgotten, because this government wants them forgotten. I sat in on more Jan 6 cases, my husband being the first one, than any other one person. And what I can tell you, and it was really hard for me, because I was brought up to believe that judges are men of integrity, men and women of integrity. I was brought up to believe that the FBI agents are here for our good and our care. They get up there and they lie. They lie and they manipulate footage, and the judges agree. This is not your checks and balances that you think it is. We have this faith that our system is going to work. The system's broken, from our education system to our judiciary. I've seen the judiciary berate men that have served this country for 30 years and tell them that they're mentally unstable because of their belief. Mentally unstable. Men and women who've gone and fought for the freedoms that they are now being told that they're mentally unstable. This is not the country that you think it is. I was so blind to the level of deception and corruption that our government has become. It is sickening to me that I've had to leave my great state of Texas to come to DC, because you can't leave them alone. You've got to be in their faces. You've got to make them question themselves. And you have to hold them accountable. The biggest problem that I know that I had before all this happened is I just really believed that the system would work itself out. But after sitting through all these trials and sitting and seeing what the sheer might of the United States government will do to you, and it's not about Guy Wesley Riffit. It's not just about Colt. It is about the American citizens. They're coming after everyone that they consider a dissident. And they'll come after your financials. They will come after your home. They will fire you. They will turn your children against you. And they turn other citizens against you, because the divide is great. And when I say unite or die, I mean that, because what the government is doing all the time, and I've seen it in my own family, is divide us. And I'm not going to let my family go, and I'm not letting my country go. And I'm going to fight every day. And I am begging the American people, please get up and fight. Please. It's not just about Jan 6. It is about our country. And they are using American citizens as examples to shut up a nation. I often wonder why, when we're in DC and we're carrying the American flags, why people stare at us. And then I got it one day. They stare at us because they're not proud of the United States. They're not. They are proud of their system that they have working in DC. They are proud of these drones that work for the government. They are appalled that people would carry a flag with pride and sing the national anthem every night.
Trying third,
These men inside have sang the national anthem for over 2 years at 9 o'clock every night.
It's the best
They
I
do
get.
that because no matter what this country has done to them and their families, they still love it and they know that we can get it back. And they believe in the American dream. And that sounds so cheesy. I know it does, because sometimes I wonder, what are we doing? And I know what we're doing. We are fighting for this country, for our children and grandchildren, and the generations to come. It's the last great stand we have. And they are taking American citizens and throwing them away because they took a stand. It is so scary to take a stand, because there is a lot to lose personally. But losing your nation, the last nation that we consider free, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. We have to band together. I invite all of you to join us on our live streams at the DC jail. Please go to forashley.com. We have the live streams there. The guys call in. They talk about what they're going through, because the conditions in the jail are horrendous. Many of these men have never been in jail. My husband has never been in jail until now. And, you know, we didn't understand what was going on. So I ask you to call it, to view our live streams that we have. See what the guys are saying. Sing with us at 9 p.m. when the guys sing the national anthem. Join in. Write a letter. Go to For Ashley. See all the things that we are doing. Go to the Real J6. We are making a difference because we are taking a stand, and we're not going away. And we're going to keep talking, and we're going to keep walking, and we're going to keep fighting the good fight. I'm going to show up in the court every time that I can for a Jan 6er, because when you walk in there, it's a lion's den. They want you to be scared. They want you intimidated. We have family members coming in tomorrow that are so nervous about going into that courthouse. And how dare this government have American citizens so afraid to stand up? How dare they have people crying because their children are not going to see their dad for another year, 2 years, 3 years? We have women that had babies since their husbands have been in, that the husbands have never seen the babies, because there's no visitation in DC until we started the vigil outside of the DC jail. When I say I didn't see my husband's face for 14 months, it's because there was no visitation, no video visitation. You got a phone call. They want them to be isolated, and they want their families to suffer. And it's not just my family. At this point, it's over 1,000 families affected by January 6th that they've arrested. 1,000. And they've just hired 100 new assistant U.S. attorneys to prosecute the American people. 100 new attorneys at the cost of $30 million to the American citizen.
Damn.
So, you know, they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. So I ask you, please go to forashley.com, watch our live streams, go to the Real J6, go to the Patriot Relief Fund. They have an excellent program out there for families that are troubled and need assistance. We all have to help each other in this fight. We all have to. And there will never be any justice until there's justice for Ashley. None. Thank y'all.
Standing ovation.
Audio video evidence showing former Tennessee Sheriff's Deputy Ronald Colton McAbee did not assault